Welcome back to Unhinged. I'm Jade James, a traumatised transsexual who sometimes wonders if I've genuinely lost, well, the plot. And I want to talk about learning how to exist in the world after you realise you're a woman, or more specifically, a trans woman. And I'm not talking in theory or internally, I'm talking actually here, out in public with consequences. Because there's something genuinely disorientating about only just understanding what you are and then having to navigate a world, well, that already has opinions about it. See, for me, there was a woman that I created in my head, and she was powerful and strong and protective and untouchable. She wasn't aspirational, she was necessary, and she existed to keep me alive when I didn't feel safe being soft, confused, or visible. And she's completely made up of all the parts of the women in my life. And don't forget celebrity, inspiration, because obviously. um, but with her, I discovered something mildly alarming. She didn't stay imaginary, she just manifested. And she walked into life wearing my body. And suddenly I'm asking myself a question I didn't want to ask, but is this who I am, or is this who trauma needed me to be? And before anyone panics, I really am not trying to destroy my own transness here. I am just being honest. Because once you allow yourself to ask that kind of question, you kind of can't unask it. And you get stuck in this loop of like, am I transgender or am I traumatized? Is she my truth or is she my armour? And the most uncomfortable part of that is by this point in my life, does it even matter? Because I know one thing for certain. I want to be her. Whoever she is underneath all of this, and becoming her has been one of the most painful experiences of my entire life. And I wasn't even truly aware of that. And in learning to understand myself and learning about myself, I've had to dissect myself and see just how sensitive I am as a person. And so this led me to learn about something called rejection sensitivity. And mine isn't a bit sensitive. My body weaponizes it. And when it's that bad and you're aware of it, you don't become dramatic. You become more quiet with it. And you learn to turn parts of your thinking off because, well, not because you don't care, but because caring feels like you're being flayed alive. So you stop analysing tone and you stop distinguishing between kind and cruel. And you stop trying to decode intention because everything is hitting you the same way. It all feels like pain. And then you just try to flatten everything and make it neutral. But the problem with that is when you do that, you don't react properly, not because you're cold, but because you genuinely don't know how to respond safely. So situations never feel resolved, and you never say, this is what's happening, this is how you're treating me, this is, well, it's not making me feel okay. And you just take it. So from the outside, you look strong, unbothered, and resilient. But inside, well, it feels like people are constantly picking at your skin. And I mean that literally. Like comments don't land emotionally, they kind of land physically. And words can feel like pressure, and tone can have an impact. So when someone hits you emotionally, even accidentally, your body expresses that as pain. And the trauma that builds from that is honestly shocking because most of it wasn't even intentional, but your nervous system doesn't care about intent. So now here I am, I'm a woman in the world and I'm visible and I'm perceived and I'm interpreted and I'm trying to navigate everything with a brain that learned survival before it learned boundaries. And I keep asking myself, did I transition into myself or did I externalize my protector? And the answer that I keep landing on, whether I like it or not, is probably both. Because trauma doesn't invent identities, it just dictates how loudly that you need to hold on to them. And being trans obviously didn't create my pain because it would just stop me from disassociating who was actually feeling it. So I guess, am I trans or traumatized? The answer is yes. And honestly, I'm done trying to separate them neatly. I care that she exists, and I care that she carried me, and I care that she protected something very soft inside me when the world just genuinely wasn't gentle. And now I'm learning slowly, badly, and awkwardly how to speak for myself, how to say no. That hurt, that's wrong. Not perfectly and not consistently, but more than I ever have before. So if I seem strong, it's because I had to be, and if I seem unbothered, I can assure you I'm not. And if I don't react the way that you expect, it's because my nervous system is choosing survival over performance. I'm not detached. I think I'm defended. And if this woman started as protection, then good. Because she did her job. And now I'm just trying to learn to live as her. And it's unhinged, but it's real. And I've got to be honest, it kind of hurts. Yeah.